It's Monday. What does Monday mean? Floss tube and football. For my fellow NFL watching floss tubers, they're not playing. They're not really playing on Sundays either, because I'm not real sure they're playing football right now. But in solidarity for the Lions, I'm wearing the hat. And because tonight's football is Giants and Eagles, they both suck too. So, happy sucky football day. But we love the Lions. We will love them forever. Welcome back. Welcome to FlossTube 6. Made it to 6. So exciting. Welcome to my well-decorated Christmas corner. Douglas, who is sending a special hello to Pepe. We'll get there, but he says what's up. So yeah, welcome back. Welcome to all of the crazy number of you who have now subscribed, which I don't understand at all. But it's cool. Like, I'm still, like, every day, I don't pull it up every day. That's a bold-faced lie. When I do have time and pull it up, I'm just shocked every time. Last time I looked was at lunch today, and it was like 480 of you like me enough that you're coming back. And I'm just like, what? But it's cool. I like it a lot. Once again, we are kind of just crossing our fingers and hoping for the best. Kids are upstairs, super not asleep. Husband is out with the buddies. Probably gonna walk in on me one of these days. Yeah. We still haven't told him about the YouTube. Although we're getting there, because I did tell him about my Instagram. So the other night I Instagrammed a picture, don't know which one, something, on my NicStitches Instagram, and then like put away all my stitchy stuff and went outside with him, and we were drinking a beer, and all of a sudden my phone is just like lighting up, and he was like, "You got a boyfriend?" And I was like, "Yeah, nope." So I did explain to him that I have a cross-stitch dedicated Instagram. So we'll see. We're getting there. Baby steps. The man thinks I'm nuts, as it is, because I am, but it's cool. So I made notes again. Notes that you can't see because the light said no. Hopefully I can like keep some semblance of organization. It's not happening. Like, just tell yourself now, I've already admitted it's not happening, but I'm going to pretend and I'm going to try. I also made a point this week to write notes throughout the week instead of trying to write them all down before I sat down to talk to you all. So we'll see what happens. I don't really know what's going to happen. Yeah. So first, I want to say thank you to the people who gave me shout outs this week. Let's see, Stitching in Sequins, McKenna, who is apparently trying to convince me to come to somewhere on the left coast, Arizona. But I think she said it's like early in the year, and I'm like, I can't do it. I wish I could, but we've got travel in January. And then, I don't know if I told you guys, my best friend is getting married in Italy. Y'all, I've had 2 weddings. Like, been married twice. Never left the state. Second wedding, we didn't even have a wedding. We got married right here, like where I sit is where we got married. We had 1 witness each, and then we went to a brewery, and we invited all our friends. Honestly, we'd both done it before, and we were like, that's not worth the money. So she's getting married in Italy, and I've known her since I was 12, and I'm her matron of honor, and I'm super stoked. I did mention it. I told you guys the weekend we went dress shopping. Like, super stoked, but international travel is a big deal around here. So, circle back, McKenna. I'm not gonna make it to, I think you said Arizona. Not this year, but keep me posted. Yeah, so huge thank you to her for sending people. And a huge thank you to Julie, Kansascitygirlinacoloradoworld, who I had my own fangirl moment. And I know I told you guys I had one a couple weeks ago, when Stitcherisa said hello. Like, there's just something about it. Like, it kind of blows my mind, because I found you guys. I found you first. No, I found you guys, and, you know, like, Julie was the first person who I really like watched religiously, because I felt like she and I had a lot in common. and I could relate to her. So like when she said my name, I was like, ah, and it was really exciting. And then I ended up, so if you saw her last video, she does book talk at the end, and I've actually commented a couple times on her book talk. My oldest son is 11, and he's a reader, and he loves reading, but he's really, really hard to buy books for. He's advanced, and I don't mean that in like a psyched mommy kind of way. Like the kid just is an advanced reading level, which is great, but it's really, really hard to find him books that challenge him. There's a really fine line of like appropriately challenging, and then like it's all sex. They're all just fucking all the time. So she started her video and she mentioned me, and then she was like, stick around for the end, Nicole, like I have some book recommendations for your son. And so I did, and her video got cut off, which it said in the title it got cut off, but I was like cautiously like, maybe she made it a little bit. Nope. So I went full stalker and I messaged her on Instagram and I was like, you said you had book recommendations and they didn't make it to your video. Santa needs book recommendations. But she gave them to me. It was great. And then we ended up chit-chatting, and she lives near my dad out in Colorado. And we're going to hang out next time I go see him. Don't know when that'll be, but I'm going to make it happen. So yeah, but I was really excited. So thank you, Julie. Although I do really need to have a discussion with you about your subscribers. So she mentioned me, uploaded a video, and don't get me wrong, I watch your videos, everybody's videos, but I am not fast. Like I don't have notifications on. I don't watch anybody like immediately. It just kind of happens throughout the week whenever it happens. So I hadn't seen it yet. And people messaged me and were like, oh, Julie sent me da 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 da. Ma'am, your followers all like Instagram messaged me at like 6 a.m. East Coast time. I don't know what's going on. 6 a.m. sure is not my time for life. I'm not here for 6 a.m. ever. So yeah, I was really amused. And it was funny because I had like 3 or 4 in a row at like 6 a.m. on a Saturday. And I'm like, who's messaging me? Please continue to message me anytime you want. I turn the phone on mute now because I don't want to hear it. I'll talk to you when I wake up and I've had a substantial amount of coffee. So yeah. That was that. I talked to more people. I'll tell you about it in a little bit. Football update. Still 0-0 because they suck. It's a crappy game for a Monday night. Turns out I'm not in charge of football scheduling, so it is what it is. All right, so first I'm gonna like intermix all my story time with actual stitching things that you guys care about or are gonna pretend to care about. First, haul, we'll call it that. So I only have one thing that came. Do I have to take it out? Oh no, there it is, you can see it. Look how pretty. Look at it. So this is the pattern that I ordered from the UK that I mentioned last week. This is from the Historical Sampler Company. What's it called? Scandi Wedding Heart Wedding Sampler. I can read, I swear. We'll see. Yeah, she's in Essex, England. I'm obsessed. I will say when I posted this on my Instagram and the picture that they initially posted, they had not done the names at the bottom. All right, this is reflecting. I'm going to see if I take it out, if it'll stop reflecting. The one they had posted was initially a square. Oh, nope, no better. Just as bright. Right there. Okay, so at the bottom, those names were not on there. I didn't realize this was like a wedding-y thing until I ordered it, and I couldn't find it on our website. And then I found it and was like, oh, it's supposed to have names. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to stitch it top down, which is usually how I do it anyways, and wait and see when I get to the bottom. I'm going to see how long it takes and when I finish, if it will be like appropriate to like, you know, put my parents, okay, clarify, my mom and my stepdad or my dad and my stepmom. If I put like somebody's names on their wedding date because it's like time of year for us anniversary, or if I like my husband that day and I put my anniversary, or I might just leave it as a heart. I haven't decided. I'm going to decide that at the end. Like I'm going to stitch it and then I'll decide. So, but yeah, I really, really liked it. I will tell you, I got really scared. I was on Facebook, maybe Cross Stitch Unlimited, and somebody commented, someone who lives in the UK had commented they ordered something from the States and they had it shipped and they had additional taxes or something once they received it. And I was like, does that work both ways? Like clearly I shop a lot. I shop Amazon Prime. So I am not well versed in international anything. And they were all commenting, all these women in the UK were commenting how much they had paid once something arrived that they didn't realize there was like an extra charge. And I was like, shit, I already bought this thing and it's gonna cost me even more. And so I asked and they were like, you should be able to check the post office website. And I just went like, y'all don't live in the States. Post office sucks. They don't have anything helpful. Couldn't find anything. And then was like, whatever happens. Like if I learn an expensive lesson, I learned an expensive lesson. But turns out it did not happen. And then someone commented like the next day and was like, no, in the United States, you got to spend a couple $100s. I was like, okay, I'm not that crazy. So yeah. So yeah, that's the only thing that showed up this week that I have purchased. I'm still, for those of you who need to know, so this is my giant bag. You can kind of see it through there from Michael's and Joann's and everywhere I go. I buy Floss and I bought a box. Look, I bought a whole new box to fill because I have 2 full boxes. I have been sitting on this box and this, let's see if I can see, giant bag of colors. I mean, there's like probably upwards of 50 in here for weeks because I keep going back and I keep buying more Floss and then I don't do jack shit with it. I keep saying I'll do it one night, like, oh, I won't stitch tonight. I'll just like prepare things. I don't do that. When I restarted stitching a couple months ago, like I was trying really hard to be organized and I would like get everything wound on bobbins and put in a box and like in order for the right pattern. And now it's a free for all the time. I just, whatever I can find, wherever I need it, like I'll stitch, I'll pull up a pattern. Like if I don't have what I need, I'm like, I'll start somewhere else. Like I will do anything in my power now, not to wind bobbins until I absolutely have to. So yep, there's that. But that is all I have. The pattern is all that's new this week. Yeah, and I'm still, I don't want to say still waiting. Of course I am still waiting on my project bag from Goose. Like I said, it said on the website like 3 weeks shipping or 2 to 3 weeks because she made them like as it was ordered because of the pattern I picked. And I know she's busy and I know it's Christmas, so not expecting it anytime soon. But yeah, I really, you'll know I'm a liar. I know I'm a liar. I really don't plan to spend any more cross stitch money before January. Christmas is coming. I got 3 heathen crotch goblins that I got a Santa for. I'm actually almost done shopping for them, but they're fracking expensive. So even when I buy cheap, like to be clear, like I don't buy expensive. I'm not that good of a mom. I don't buy like expensive bullshit things that they want. Like, you want an Xbox? That's a shame. Get a job. But 6 of one, half dozen of the other, like it's a lot. So I haven't bought that yet, or I haven't bought any more stitchy stuff, and I don't plan to. I also, if you follow my Instagram, once again, NicStitches, we have a football problem in my house. In case this wasn't evident, or the fact that you all join me on these lovely Monday nights for the TV of Monday Night Football. And I can't see what's going on because, of course, I look at it when they're not showing me scores. Eli Manning's having a moment, though. Yeah, we went to a football game the week before Thanksgiving. And then so what's today? Today is Monday. Last Monday, or I guess it was Saturday, like 9 days ago, my alma mater won and was going to the championships in their conference. They were hosting the championships in their conference. Appalachian State, go Apps. For those of you who may or may not know, They beat Michigan in 2007. Almost prevented my marriage from happening. The man I met in like 2014, 7 years after the fact. Yeah. But yeah, I went to Appalachian State. I have a degree I've never used. It's fantastic. And they won, and they were going to they were hosting the conference championship. So we decided last Monday that we were going to buy tickets for my husband, my stepdaughter, and I. And we were going to go and make it a day trip, which is quite a freaking day trip, but we did it. And I posted a picture of the three of us from the game, all decked out, because if you're going to go to a football game, do it right. But the moral of the story was I've spent a lot of money on football in the last 3-4 weeks. So kind of trying not to continue doing that. But we all know I'm a liar. So there's that. Which brings me to my next story that is related. I got an Instagram message. First of all, I went full mom, like straight up printed. Oh, come on. There you go. So you can see it. Like screenshotted and printed, because I don't know how else to read you things from Instagram, because the Instagram is in the phone I'm talking to. From, I don't know how she pronounces it. I mean, I assume it's like NicStitches Jules. XST1TACH1NJULES. Something like that. I'll write her name down there one day. Clearly I screw that up a lot too if you look at the last videos, but whatever. So I got a message from her last Friday, and she's British, and I read this in a British accent, which is fantastic. But I got a good laugh out of it. And she said, I sat and binge watched your videos, laughing my arse off. The spawn who I apparently gave birth to can't understand why FlossTube is a thing, and why I sat in bed pissing myself watching a total stranger and her non-existent finally fucking over pieces. BT dubs, there are no finally fucking overs this week. Once again, I can rename it, but clearly I can't do it. So yeah. She said, but hey, I don't understand them watching crazy halfwits talking about Xbox games, so we've agreed to differ. Carry on the good work of finishing fuck all and totally going back on everything you say in your previous videos. It's making me roll. And then she called me out and she was like, I'll only buy PDFs because I refuse to pay shipping. I ordered a chart from the UK. For fuck's sake, if you're going to break your PDF rule, do it in style and buy from here at the cold, miserable, always rains and sometimes snows UK. Cracked up, like lost my shit reading that because it's so true. I do want to reiterate, I'm a liar, obviously. The Christmas decor is part of that. Although, to be fair, this is not me. This is the husband. He puts it up. The kids help. He takes it down. I have nothing to do with it. Douglas hangs out all year round. But that's it. Yeah, obviously everything else is up for discussion. And I will probably go back on my word 900 times. Oh well. Welcome to my life. So yeah, on another Instagram note, I wanted to tell you guys, I love you guys on there too. I love following new people. I typically follow people back if you have a primarily stitch related Instagram. I have a personal Instagram, and then I have the cross stitch Instagram. I don't typically overlap them. Like I looked back, I think I've posted like 3 pictures of me and my husband, and then one of my husband and I and my stepdaughter. And I will post our family Christmas picture up there as well, considering I talk about my kids, but I don't often show them. But yeah, so if you are a cross stitch Instagram, I do follow you back. However, I don't request private accounts. So if you want me to follow you and you have a cross stitch account, like please just shoot me a message and I absolutely will. But I generally assume that you have a private Instagram because you don't want strangers following you. And no matter how you want to slice this pie, I'm technically a stranger, like not real stranger danger here. I'm not that exciting. But yeah, that's kind of my own logic on it. So I don't ever request private accounts, just so you know. But if you want me to, Instagram message me. I talk to all of you. I'm pretty sure I've responded to every person who's messaged me. I read all of your comments on YouTube. I really enjoy interacting with everybody. That's a big reason why I do this. Who else? On Instagram? Or was it? I think it was Instagram. lizzieknits messaged me. She was asking, I made a comment, I think it was the first video, maybe the second, one of those 2 videos about going to a needlepoint store and getting shamed by old Southern ladies. That was in Wilmington, North Carolina, for everybody wondering. Mind you, if you've ever been to the coast of any of the Carolinas or Georgia, it's all the freaking same, all of it. But yeah, it was in Wilmington. I shan't name the store, but if you really want to look, I think it's the only store they've got down there. So yeah, what else is on here? Oh, I have had a crap ton of you mention the Owl Forest Embroidery Wizard of Oz stitch along that they just did. Thank you to everyone who appreciates and acknowledges my insanity for the Wizard of Oz. I don't have it. To just be transparent, I probably won't do that one. I don't love it. I'm kind of picky. It was a cute stitch along. Like I saw other people doing it, but, and I saw the pattern, like I knew I could get it, but I don't think I'll ever do it. I don't know what I would do with it in the end. Like I still, not that I worked on it this week, but I have my Hard Knot Life pattern that I'm working on and I love it. And, yeah, one Wizard of Oz at a time for right now. I've also reached a point where I have enough patterns and even like a backlog of patterns that I'm not doing presently. I had to figure out the hell to do with them. I think I've seen quite a few of you put them in like those, sorry, there's something in my eyeball. Welcome to real life, not editing that out. Yeah, a lot of you seem to put them in those plasticky shit you used in high school for your papers, for your essays. Those, and then I guess you keep them in a binder. I think, shit, what's her name? Bestitchme. She does all the gorgeous fabric. I'll link her down there. She did her first video and she pulled out like a binder and I was like, ooh, that's a good idea. So I think I'm probably going to end up doing that. I actually have a binder. I have 2 that I bought for work to stay organized. And guess what? I haven't used them yet. And it's been like 3 years. Because I have good intentions, but good intentions pave the road to hell, and I'm the least organized human being on the planet. I've accepted it. It's fine. So on that note, I don't have any plans to do the Wizard of Oz pattern at the moment. However, Owl Forest Embroidery, Queen of Hearts, doing it. Love it. So moving right into whips. So here, I'm going to see how close I can get it to make it not be dumb on this camera. Do it. There it goes. Yeah. And I don't know. I don't think you can see how much this sparkles. I put this on Instagram last night and I wasn't exaggerating. This pattern is bougie as hell. It's insane. I will say this is probably the first pattern I would genuinely say is like not beginner level. Definitely some, I mean, I don't know what we qualify or how we quantify like beginner, intermediate, or advanced. This is not beginner level. A tremendous, so all of the dark black, and all of that right there is that horrible glittery shit, DMC stuff. Thank you to the people who recommended that I use short, what did you guys say? Use shorter strands. So it helps. I was trying to do it like I do regular DMC. Like I'll pull out 18 inches. I don't give a shit. No, it doesn't work. You'll break it. Or it gets real ratty. So tips I've learned from this, I use short, like 8 inches. Is that 8? Sure, ish. 8, 10 inches. I use shorter strands. I am using 2, and I do a full X. I don't know what the proper words are, but normally I do like a whole row and then I go back and go the other direction. Nope, can't do it. It makes a fucking mess. So yeah, actual full individual X's. I also learned I try and do the sparkly first, and then I do the regular DMC in it, in between. It's easier. It's very, very hard to drag that sparkly stuff next to existing DMC stitches. It's much easier to pull DMC in when that's already there. So yeah, And somebody else commented on Instagram today. I'm going to just keep showing it to you because it's so freaking gorgeous. Somebody else said that red is to die for. It is DMC 817, ladies and gentlemen. This is, she does, I know that Owl Forest has like swanky floss, but I decided they also have a DMC list. And so I was like, I'm going to do that. So yeah, and it looks amazing. I'm also using this fabric, which I have the thing. I kept the sticker. 18 count Heartland Ada. I got it at 123 Stitch. This is the first time I have used anything that's not from Joann's or Michael's. And I will also add, for anyone curious who has not, is considering, stitching on this nice fabric is not easier. It's very, very soft. It's very lightweight. But as a result, it's flimsier and it's harder to work with. I like that stiff shit that you can get at Joann's. It's real nice. It doesn't cause me any issues. This has been very, very hard to stitch on. I love it. It's turning out amazing. Yes, I will use more bougie fabrics with more bougie patterns. Like, I'm here for it, but it's hard. It actually takes concentration and effort, and I love it. Oh, football update. Giants 7, Eagles 3. They all still suck, but it's fine. I don't know what they're doing. So yeah, but that's my update on the Queen of Hearts. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. I have one more whip before I get there, but because I will forget if I don't ask. So there are a lot of patterns. I usually see them on Etsy. And they're like animals. I know there's a cow one that's really popular, and they're like multicolored. Oh God. Now I'm gonna try and get the words out of my mouth, and it's not gonna work. They're super artsy. They're like geometric in different colors, and they're really bright. And I've seen like a cow one and like a deer one. If anyone could find me a goat one, not the big goats with the horns, the little teeny goats with the teeny horns. So my dad and stepmom, really my stepmom, and I kind of have a running joke: who can wait longer to give Christmas gifts to one another? She's currently holding the record. She waited till July last year. And she's super artsy, like crazy artsy. She does painting. They live on a farm in Colorado. They do goat yoga. And she teaches art, some kind of like art therapy type stuff. She does all the artsy fartsy shit. And I would really like to stitch her one of those super bright multicolored patterns with the little goats, because they have goats. And while I have not been there during goat yoga season, I was there during pregnant goat season, and that was an adventure. In case you're surprised, I'm not outdoorsy, like at all. I do like pretty mountain views. I don't like nature though. Like, I don't like touching stuff. Sorry. Yeah, so that's her jam, not mine. But I think she'd really, really like it and appreciate it. And the fact that it's artsy and it would be something I made, I know would go over really well. And I have all the time in the world. Like, I can hold out till July. So if anyone knows of these patterns, like, I have trolled Instagram. I searched, there was an actual phrase for that type of pattern, and I searched and I looked. I went through shops of existing patterns that were similar with like just the different animals. Nobody has a goat. So if you know of a goat pattern or someone who makes those and would make a goat, I need a goat, please. Yeah, so please, recommendations for that. Yeah, so that was before I got too sidetracked. And then my last whip is the never freaking ending Christmas calendar. So you can see I think I finished Christmas before the last video. Still haven't finished Mary. Haven't done the little holly leaves on the sides. Have not finished the top or what I'm doing, but I almost got 2 whole rows of boxes done. So let me be clear. I'm 36. Like, I am well aware that there are 25 days in December before Christmas. Probably figured that out when I was like 7. And, but for reasons that escape me entirely, I thought there were only 2 more rows on this calendar. Oh, I swear, like I said, I got a college degree and I made it to my 30s. I got a handful of kids. I have a good job and I can't count to 25. Counting will be the bane of my existence with this pattern. Yep, so I'm almost done. I'm missing one little row over here and then like the little thingy right here on the mittens. And I'll be done with 2 rows. And I was like, yes, 2 more rows and I will be done. And I went to go look at the pattern to scan it to see what was coming up. Like I can tell you like that house I told you took like 700 years. Those mittens went so fast. So fast. I was so excited. So I wanted to see like what I was really looking at coming up for the remainder of this adventure. And I pulled out the pattern and you guys know I like PDFs. So they're like 7 pages and I've got them folded and marked, and I unfolded it and I looked at it. The 4-letter words that came out of my mouth when I realized I had 3 rows left. Nope. Which is honestly why I've spent so much time on the Queen of Hearts this week, because I was just like, okay, not gonna finish this. So there you have it. 6 weeks from I can finish by December 1st to nope, not even gonna be done by Christmas. It's fine. It's cool. I've also got my husband asking when I'm finishing his Golden Girls, because I did finally buy the DMC that has never reappeared. So I got to do that for him still. I might do that this week. His birthday's Friday. We bought a record player. He's turning 41. So yeah, he wanted a record player. And I was like, okay. And we bought Michael Jackson Thriller and Creedence Clearwater Revival's Greatest Hits. It's going to be a party in my house. And all these kids are going to hate us. And I can't wait. So yeah. So that's it. I managed to spend 32 minutes telling you about 2 whips and 1 thing that I bought. What's that? Sorry, just got a message. I'm like, why are you texting me? So there you have it. It's been a fun football night. Of course, it's on commercial because I was going to give you another update. I think I'm up to like 5 of you that are like NFL fans. I'm waiting for those Lions fans. Oh, someone did ask me, and I don't remember who. My apologies. I'm not from Michigan. I'm from New York. My husband is from Michigan, born and raised. He is the Lions fan. He did this to me. When I was a teeny little girl, I watched the Bills go to the Super Bowl and lose it a lot. But my family, we were like passive Bills fans. So once I got older, I stopped watching and never cared until I met him. And I gave him 2 choices. I said, I will either be a fan of your team or I'm going shopping every Sunday. I don't care. And he was like, no, I root for my team. I was like, please understand. Like, you want me to root for your team? I'm going all in. And I have. But yeah, he is the Michigander here. Not a Youper. He's from suburbs of Detroit. But yeah, he is the Lions person, the Michigan person. And I am from the suburbs of Rochester. Rochester. There it is. If you're at all familiar with the area, I'm sure you hear it a tiny bit. I don't have a full Rochester accent, but I got a little one. I left soon enough that I didn't catch the whole thing, just part of it. So there you have it. I don't know if I'm going to be on Mondays for the rest of this month. This is just a blanket fair warning to everybody. I will continue to post something that resembles weekly. But with the holidays coming up and the kids all going to their respective parents, in case I haven't elaborated on that and you are still watching it and still care, my husband has a daughter. She's 8. Her mother's local. I have 2 sons from my first marriage and their father is not local. He's about 2 hours away. So he does get them a lot of weekends. Good dad, all the things. Nothing bad to say there. But because of school and the holidays and things coming up, all of our schedules are completely like jumbled around. And I just don't know that Mondays, that my husband will leave so I can do this, or, what's going to happen. So I'll post. I'll give you videos. I just can't promise it's going to be Mondays. So please don't yell at me too badly if it's not on a Monday. I will do the best I can. So, yeah. There we are. So thank you to all of you And the one thing left on here that I didn't mention yet, but I wrote down because I thought it was funny. So on YouTube, you can look at your analytics and you can see like who watches your channel and like their core demographic. 99% of you are female, which doesn't surprise me. I feel like this is a female heavy universe. I know there are men who cross stitch. I know Married with Stitches, like they're amazing. Really hoping to just like run into them one day because we're near each other. I don't know where they are in the area, but I know we're in the same area. So I'm really just waiting for the day I'm like in Joann's and I see them and I'm gonna be like, ah, I'm gonna like they're in sync and I'm 12 again. Yeah, I'm just waiting for the moment when I can creep them out in public. But yeah, I know that there are guys that cross stitch. There's another one I've seen somewhere in the universe, somewhere on YouTube. And according to YouTube or your YouTube profiles or your Gmail accounts or whatever account you use YouTube with, 100% of you are 35 and older, for which I love you greatly. I think that's kind of fantastic. I mentioned earlier I'm 36. My friends, my social groups, I guess you could say, are very, very split. Obviously, my peers, my high school friends are about my age. My grown-up friends, because my kids are older, 8 and 11, my boys are, I was like 23, 24 when I had my oldest. I made friends with other moms, but they were all older than me. So now we all have kids who are like self-sufficient. It's great. And a lot of my friends are in their 40s. My husband's in his 40s. A lot of our friends are in our 40s. I have friends turning 50 this year. But outside of this like small mommy land where I admittedly don't spend a ton of time anymore because my kids are self-sufficient and I don't need to hear the sanctimommies of the internet, I have this other group of friends that I've met through work and through whatever, and they're young. They're in their 20s. So I kind of love that this is a hobby of people my age. Not that it's a bad thing if you're young. And I know in the grand scheme of life, I'm young. Once upon a time, I thought 35 was like ancient, and now I'm like, nope, I'll be this old forever. That's not how it works. I don't get to pick. I'm required to continue aging, apparently. If I figure out how to stop it, I'll let you know. But yeah, so it's just really nice. You know, when you have moms groups and you focus on babies and baby shit, and then they get into toddlers and playdates and schools and all this stuff. But it's nice to have like this hobby, and I feel like you are my people, yeah. So there you have it. Thanks for watching yet again. Thanks for coming back after my bitch rant last week. Meant it. But I was a little worried it was going to turn people off, but I got a pretty good response, so I'll take it. Thank you all. I will be around hopefully in a week-ish. Roll with it. It'll happen. I'll be back. Bye.